when I'm watching Overcompensating, which is, honestly, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a huge hit. It's so wild to watch it because it's like, oh, wow, I feel like I'm getting a glimpse and a jumpstart preview ahead of people in that sense of like, I'm getting to see this secret, which isn't going to be a secret for very long.
That is so sweet.
So let's talk about what the show is.
Yeah.
I, who did not go to college, I do feel like this is the show, and I grew up on like Animal House, so that was my first foray into...
This has a little bit of that.
It does.
We dabble,
And, you know, I love an old school or Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yeah,
I
right.
have not ever watched a show that made me feel like I understood what it's like to be at college more than your show. And that's not what it's all about. That's the center of it and the setting. Like, did you go through that? How did you bring such a realistic, even from the mundane to the fantastical? I feel like it's very, like, true.
Oh, thank you so
Or
much.
very glimpsing into that world in ways I haven't seen before.
I feel like anything that made me uncomfortable as far as sharing or any feelings and stuff, I was like, that has to be in. And I think in the writer's room, we talked about that too. Like, I'm like, is this too far? But if I wanted to tell a story of someone overcompensating for being gay and this secret, and if I wanted to tell the stories of all these people, I'm like, we have to show you what it's like to, I want you to feel that room. I want you to smell what that dorm room smells like. Like, I want to take you there and get you into that headspace. And Daniel Longino, who did the pilot and 4 of the episodes, the director, we were talking about references. And he was like, the reference shouldn't be a reference. It should be you. Like, let's see what your dorm room looked like. And so I would send the photos, and then I arrived on set, and Shane Fox, our production designer, had completely rebuilt my dorm room. So I walked in the room and I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this is a nightmare. But I'm like fully in the Truman Show. But I was like, it just made it, I think, for all of us that we were able to tap into these real feelings that we had at that time, which it's such a confusing, sexy, terrifying, sad, like, you know, when you say we took you to college, I'm like, you missed a lot, but it was scary. Like, there was so much going on, but yeah.
Even like when you and your roommate, who is such a funny character, there's like a lot of unspoken jokes that he does, and just like, he's such a different type of human being than you are.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's college too.
You're literally sharing a room with someone who you don't have much in common with, but you groove with each other and you work around each other, or you don't, or you're both just in there.
Exactly. Or all of a sudden you're like a married couple with someone, and it's like, I was living with straight guys, and I'm like, I was never supposed to see this. This is terrifying.
And the friendships that you have in this, that you find your people, was that your experience in college?
Yeah. I went to go write this script, and I was like, oh. And as I started to piece it together, I was like, the story is a love story between me and this woman that I met in college. And
you're still friends with.
Yeah. And the golf cart that you see like in the pilot, we did that. And I feel like that was the core of this. It's about finding someone who makes you want to overcompensate less and not do a performance for. And that for me has always been women. And I felt so protected by women. The character of Carmen is named after my godmother, who passed away when I was in college. And I feel like she was one of the first women in my life who was like, you have to perform, you have to do this. Like, she let me wear my like PJs on my head as a wig, which was fab. It was a great look. But
if I see a pair of underwear, they're going on my head.
They're going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, well, it's my hair.
Exactly.
But she sadly passed away when I was in college. Thank you. And I remember thinking like, oh, I never came out to her. I did ask her to buy me a Bratz doll once, though, so I did come out to her in various ways. But I felt like this show was like definitely a love letter to the women, I think, who have all of their own things going on, but still manage to create safe spaces for queer people and make us feel like we can be ourselves. And I think the show, thank you. I think that's the show. It's like,
Speaking of women, how does your mom feel about it? If Terry was the last person you showed, what is your mom's reaction?
My mom heard that Connie Britton was playing my mom, so she's good. Yeah, my mom obviously was like I think she always loved the project, I think.
Well, I was wondering what your mom thought, so I found out. And take a look.
Hi, Benny. Just wanted to surprise you.
No,
We're so excited about your show. We love you very much and are so proud of you.
Oh my God, look how cute she is. Is she by my baby? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God, Patty.